Good afternoon out there. It's Tim Knight at Slope of Hope, Palo Alto, California. This lovely lady leaning against the dollar here is just a general reminder that this is a free site and supported by little tiny bit of ad revenue. So if you do find any advertisement of interest, appreciate you clicking on those that grab your attention. So thanks for that. Well, here's silver. Hi-ho silver. And this, I don't think anything captures the craziness of this market right now better than this chart. This is like NASDAQ 1999 all over again. Just precious metals are going crazy. And this, I know there's a lot of talk about a short squeeze and JP Morgan and magical levels where they're getting squeezed out and so forth. It's quite a graph. It's kind of like Hunt Brothers all over again from 30 years ago. I wanted to walk through a couple of things. One, I just want to take a quick peek at the S&P, and then I wanted to just walk quickly through my long positions because kind of that's where it's at these days, longs. Now, the S&P. There was a time, not that terribly long ago, when the hope, maybe even the slope of hope, was that this pattern would break down and take us down to about 925 or so. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Those were the days, huh? No such thing. Up it goes. And it has been really relentlessly climbing with impunity since the end of August. Today was a real big up day. And I had for the longest time been poo-pooing the notion that the S&P was going to make its way to about around 1250 or so. Well, poo-poo on me. I was wrong. And that's pretty much what has transpired. This inverted head and shoulders has actually done its job quite nicely and is, for all intents and purposes, at that level. Now, for the one or two molecules of bear that might be left, I would point out that we are right at this Fibonacci level, which posed a nice bounce downward back in April. So that's something to keep an eye on. The exact level here is 1228.74. I would point out that today, unless I'm mistaken, we are higher than we've ever been since September '08 and took out April highs. Didn't think we were going to do that, but we did. I pointed out earlier today also the NASDAQ, very similarly, had this inverted head and shoulders and blasted higher to its measured target. So, it was an up day. Aren't you glad you came here to find that out? Now, let me walk through these long positions with a little bit of time we have left. Most I'll just kind of race right through, just to give you a taste of what I'm holding on the long side right now. And some of these are new highs, some of these are cup and handle breakouts, and some of these are kind of bounces off prior drops. I think those are kind of the three categories. So here we've got AMB. Here we've got CIG. This is one of those new high type examples, CIG. CPX, benefiting from the energy rally today. CSE, another nice, I call them cup with handles. This thing down here appears on a lot of them, which makes it a very peculiar cup. But that's the pattern we'll earmark it with nonetheless. Here is DEC, makers of UGG shoes. DHR, another new high. And you'll see this happening a lot, this sort of like gigantic basing pattern with a smaller and then breaking to a new high. So that's where a lot of these cup and handles are coming from. DST, this is one of those that had fallen sharply recently, and I'm sort of taking advantage of the cheaper price. I've got a couple of those as DST. Here's DUK, Duke Energy. FCFS, another kind of breakout to high there. Here's FO. This is the other item which had slipped, and I feel that the kind of risk reward is pretty good right now. given the nice clean stop loss level this is at. And let me just back up to that. And on top of which, it had broken above this descending trend line. So that's bullish, and I think I'm getting at a somewhat better price here now that it's come back some. Now here's a big one. I've got GDX. Shout out to Gary Savage, who's been right on precious metals for many, many moons now. So he must be thrilled at today. I finally am genuinely happy to have this as a hold on the long side, simply because it is very cleanly broken above anything that might be construed as resistance. I mean, even back here just yesterday, you could see it was sort of trapped in this area, and it may well have fallen down to this trend line today instead, but it just broke higher thanks to precious metal strength. So that's a very pretty chart. Let's hope it holds up. HBI, kind of a nice entry level for this one. Here's Intuit. Not exactly a bargain price here, but on a very long-term chart, this is a very, very pretty one. JASO, here's a solar one that I like. Key, this is kind of a battered issue, but I like the basing pattern here, and this could be a nice long-term hold with a nice move higher. Here's probably the least exciting stock you can imagine, Coca-Cola, but this is just an amazing company, an amazing stock. Lifetime, and really lifetime like never before in history, highs on this one. Actually, you know what? I think back a few years before this graph goes, it was a little bit higher, but it's very close to lifetime highs. LCC. This one, not too thrilled with today. This is kind of an ugly day on US Airways. It's still above this line. It's got to hold above that for me to hold on to this. Here's LDK, another solar one. Big pickup on volume there recently. Here's LG. Nice little triangle pattern there. We've got LH, new high. LYV, bit of a sloppy pattern here, but a pretty clean stop loss level. This area makes it kind of messy, but not too terrible of a chart. Marriott, kind of an inverted head and shoulders there. PCX, not a bad looking pattern here at all. This is sort of a miniature version of what had happened back here, and I could see this kind of working its way higher within this white space. STEC, kind of an interesting inverted head and shoulders going on here. Let's check out the volume. Nice little pop yesterday. TGI, quite a strong day here, and very clean stop loss level, lifetime high on that one. United Healthcare, UNH, like so. URE, this is one I did a post on earlier today. This actually I think was my best cash gainer today. Color me confused, real estate of all things, but this is the Ultra Bull Real Estate ETF. Quite a nice day. The volume has kind of stunk on this, kind of declining for a while. I'm not sure why. That's the one thing I really didn't like about this graph. But this is a very, very clean pattern. I really like that pattern, and a good day on that. USO, I did a post on this one today as well. Nice close on this one. I could see this potentially getting back into the low 40s. WNR, very pretty graph here today. Western Refining. And finally, XOP. A lot of these energy related, as you've probably divined at this point. So that's I don't know if there's been a time in my life when I've had 30 longs before, but I've got 30 longs right now. This is kind of odd. I still have a lot of shorts. It was a down day for me today, but the longs helped, and risk management helped, and staying out of margin helped. So the shorts, I've got about a 2/3 short, 1/3 long portfolio at the moment. So today, not a great day, but not a disaster either. And the better these longs do, the more attention and more money they're going to get from me. So, big news tomorrow's unemployment. We'll see where that takes us. Thanks for coming to the blog, and I will see you in the morning. Good night.